Welcome back to the Ancestral Findings podcast. You ever find yourself doing late-night genealogy? I do. It usually starts out innocent. Just a quick look at a record or two, right? Then next thing I know, it's midnight, I've got a half cup of cold coffee, 17 browser tabs open, and I'm not sure if I actually saved that 1870 census page or just thought really hard about saving it. At a certain point, it all starts to blur. Download folders fill up. File names start sounding like riddles. And when someone asks, "Do you have a copy of Great-Grandpa's land deed?" I'm like, yeah, it's somewhere between final census edit 3 PDF and screenshot, 57 PNG, I think. That's when I decided to go back to paper. Not as some big dramatic shift, just a gentle return to something that works. Something simple, something you can hold in your hands. And it turns out, paper's kind of wonderful. One of the first things I printed was my great-grandfather's World War II draft card. I'd looked at it online more times than I can count. But when I printed it out and held it in my hand, his signature right there, the registrar's stamp, those old typewritten fields, it hit different. It wasn't just a record anymore. It was a moment, a real piece of him. Now I print out census pages, deeds, church records, and I slide them into sheet protectors like I'm building a scrapbook for detectives. It's methodical, but also kind of soothing. You flip through the pages and remember where each one came from. It slows the whole process down in the best way, and I actually notice things I used to skim right past. Here's something I figured out the hard way. Paper keeps you sane. I used to download the same census page more than once. Didn't even realize I already had it. Just filed under a different name. So now, each family has its own folder. Sometimes it's by surname, sometimes by couple, sometimes by state. Whatever works. And inside each folder, I keep a simple research log. Just a lined sheet of paper where I jot down what I search for, what I found, and what I still need to look into. It's not fancy, it's not color-coded, but it saved me more than once from chasing my tail. Actually, I did color code the folders. Blue for one side of the family, green for the other, yellow for the mystery people I haven't figured out yet. That's about as fancy as I get. But it helps. And when someone in the family texts me a question, "Hey, when was Grandma born again?" I don't have to dig through 10 spreadsheets and hope I named the file something logical. I just grab the folder, flip to the page, and bam, there it is. I look like a genius. But you know what's really special about these folders? They're not just for me, they're for whoever comes next. A while back, I showed one of my cousins a folder. They weren't super into genealogy at the time, but I could see them getting drawn in, reading the notes in the margins, looking at old census records, studying a photo of our great-great-grandfather. After a few minutes, they looked up and said, "I had no idea we had all this." And I thought, yeah, that's why I'm doing this. Because one day someone's going to want to know where they came from. And when that day comes, I want to be able to hand them something real, not a login, not a link, just paper notes and a little trail back through time. Plus, paper travels well. I've taken mini folders with me to cemeteries, courthouses, even family reunions. Just the essentials, names, maps, maybe a photo or two. No Wi-Fi, no problem. Try that with a dead phone battery in the middle of a rural graveyard. I've even made a duplicate folder once and gave it to a cousin for their birthday. Nothing elaborate, just printed records, a few notes, a story or two. They were blown away. And now they're the family's newest researcher. And look, I'm not anti-digital. I scan everything important. Flash drives and cloud backups, absolutely. I've had pages go missing. I've spilled coffee on a folder. One time I left one on the back seat in the sun and came back to a genealogy sauna. So, yeah, backups matter. But there's still something different about the real thing. Paper, a folder, a pen, a few notes in the margin that no one else would understand except you. My first folder wasn't planned. It was just a stack of papers floating around my desk, making me feel like I was drowning in details. One night, I grabbed a binder, some sheet protectors, and started putting it together. That was it. That was the start. Now I've got a shelf full of them. Some are fat and packed, some are just a few pages, but they all matter. Each one tells part of the story, and each one reminds me where I've been and where there's still more to look. So, if you're thinking about starting your own paper system, don't wait for the perfect setup. Start with what you have. Print the one record you're always going back to. Jot down a note or two, slide it into a folder, label it. That's it. You're off and running. And if you want a little help, I've got a starter kit. Some printable family group sheets, blank research logs, and a few tips for organizing your first folder. I'd be happy to send that to you. Just let me know. Genealogy isn't just collecting data, it's telling a story. And a paper folder, it's the beginning of a really good one. So today might be a good day to pick up that folder you've been meaning to start, or revisit one that's already begun, because one page at a time, you're building something that lasts. If you've got a hard-to-find ancestor you're stuck on, I'd love to hear about it. Just head over to ancestralfindings.com and click on Contact to send me a message. While you're there, take advantage of our free weekly genealogy lookups. Explore thousands of articles and enjoy hundreds of podcast episodes. We've been helping family history researchers since 1995. And if you're looking for even more, check out our Genealogy Gold Q&A series over on Patreon. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy searching.